Last we left off, you guys had just arrived at the town of Valaki. Towards the end of the day, I think. And if
Yeah, we
memories...
literally got in after the gates had closed.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I was probably half asleep when that happened.
Speaking of being half asleep, we probably are as well. And Cole is probably complaining about where is this inn that the guard said would be here? I don't remember.
Yes, Blue Water Inn, right in the middle of town.
I feel like we've already walked that far so far.
So you guys make your way towards the middle of town. As you get there, you see gray smoke issuing from the chimney of a large two-story wooden building with a stone foundation and sagging tile roof, upon which several ravens have perched. A painted wooden sign hanging above the main entrance depicts a blue waterfall.
I will set some food out for the ravens before we enter.
You should leave them something shiny as well.
Well, I don't really have your virginity available, so.
So, you set out a little bit of food off to the side and approach the inn. And as you step inside, damp cloaks hang from pegs in the entrance portico. The tavern is packed with tables and chairs, with narrow paths meandering through them. A bar stretches along one wall, under a balcony that can be reached by a wooden staircase that hugs the north wall. Another balcony overhangs an entrance to the east. All the windows are fitted with thick shutters and crossbars. Lanterns hanging above the bar and resting on the tables bathe the room in a dull orange light, cast shadows upon the walls, most of which are adorned with wolf heads mounted on wooden plaques.
It looks like there's an empty table right here. Actually,
Yeah.
I don't think I want to be right by the door.
Let's see. After a few moments, the barkeep comes around. Welcome, travelers. Uh, might you be needing some drink and a place to stay for the night?
Sounds excellent.
Indeed.
Good, good. We'll be happy to take care of both for you. Beds are 5 silver for the night. And let's see. Fresh Hot beet soup and bread are no cost with the cost purchase of a room, though if you want a wolf steak, that's another 5 silver pieces. As far as drinks, we have purple grape mash number 3 for 3 copper a glass for a pint, or if you're looking for something a little bit fancier, Red Dragon Crush for a silver piece.
Yeah, Cole kind of cuts him off like in the middle of his spiel and just slaps 2 gold down on the table and says, room, food, drink, and as much silence as this purchases.
He nods and takes the gold and heads back to the kitchen to start preparing food.
I mean, I was gonna order 2, but okay. A room and a steak is basically 1 gold, huh?
Yep.
Well, there we go. I'll get 1 too.
He comes back a few minutes later with a fresh and hot steak for Cole and grabs up the orders for everyone else wishing to do so, returning shortly with more food.
I really don't like how things have been going for us so far, guys.
This land certainly is aggressive.
To say the least. And the owner of said land seems to be definitely part and parcel.
I feel that he must be destroyed.
I agree, but question is how.
Every monster has a weakness.
I believe that would be true. That seems to be the way of nature. Unless, of course, he's the apex predator. In which case, he doesn't have a weakness.
Just because he's at the top doesn't mean he doesn't have a weakness. I have no idea what I just did right there.
You made a circle! Good job.
Well, we'll review our current activities. I'm bad. I don't remember what exactly they were. We had to deliver somebody to this town, I think.
Yeah, we're delivering the chick to the town, but there's also a kid that's near a lake that we're supposed to find. And Rick, if you can turn down your TV just a touch, we won't get too much echo.
Oh, sorry. Okay, is that better?
We'll find out. Yeah, it could be your mic sensitivity is up too high.
Okay. Let me get to that setting.
Is our passenger with us, or did we drop her off?
She is here. Her destination isn't actually this town, it's the next town down the road.
It's the next town over.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
How is that?
We'll see how it goes. No, still picking me up.
Yeah, it seems to still be echoing just a touch.
Okay.
Well, on the morrow, we'll continue down the road. How many more days' journey is it to the next town?
Oh, let's see.
It's at least another day or two.
Probably 2 days. If you're making good progress.
I mean, I was perfectly fine taking this job and helping out where we could when we started this, but I don't know. Those hags and the owner of this land, there's just a major creep factor here. I don't feel like we're prepared for all this.
I think we have little choice.
And you may be right. In which case, we need to rely on each other even more than normal. Yeah, it won't be the first time, though, I guess.
If only but our coffers were fuller to perhaps upgrade our equipment some. Alas, I
Yeah,
have but not.
we gotta get some money first.
Just because this whole place has been rather odd, I would like to, as subtly as possible, sort of inspect the area and see if anything is out of the ordinary.
Okay. Give me a perception check. Seems like every other tavern you've been in.
I'd be happy to give him some assistance with that because Cole is definitely feeling off about this area as well. If that would give him advantage.
Yeah, I guess that's alright. Yeah, sure. Still seems pretty ordinary as far as taverns go. You do seem to be surrounded by Vistani in here tonight, much like the ones you traveled to this realm with. As well as a couple of hunters at the table closer to the door.
Hmm. Perhaps if any of these folk are traveling the same way that we are, we could band together. Strength in numbers at that.
I mean, if they're willing. And if, you feel that they're trustworthy, I guess.
Hmm.
Honestly, aside from the people at this table, I don't really feel like I trust much of anything in this place.
A valid point.
Last time I trusted somebody that was outside of our group, we wound up here.
Kata chuckles nervously.
So, after eating our fill, Cole will let our ward know that we will continue in the morning, and if she so wishes, she can spend the night in one of the rooms with one or two of us. Safety in numbers and cheaper.
Hmm. Yeah, she pays for a bed and uh, joins you in one of the common rooms upstairs.
Good enough.
So, yeah, you guys turn in for the night and have a rather relaxing evening inside. Beds are much more comfortable than sleeping out in the trails and
Cole will just be on and off for the evening, keeping an eye out on everyone else. Since he really doesn't need as much sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your night goes by completely uneventfully. You'll sleep well, or at least as well as you wish to sleep. As you return
mean,
to
nobody tried to murder us? Oh my god.
The hell's wrong with them? We are perfectly murderable.
I mean, we can fix that. I just got to spend another night.
Maybe we just have to dress prettier. I don't know. I don't feel as wanted right now as I did earlier when they were trying to murder us. Obviously, it's not us, it's them. We just need to move on.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
I guess we're gonna hit the road.
Yes.
Oh, all right. So you guys pack up. Oops, wrong map. There we are. And get back on the road at first light. I presume following the road out to the west.
Going the way that they have told us to go.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Hang on. Don't we need to go check the lake?
That's not part of our current job. And Cole's focus is less on sightseeing now and more on let's get this job done and over with as quickly as possible. Cole is very, very, like, shaken by the whole hags situation and meeting the owner of the lands. It's fairly obvious that he is a bit unnerved over this.
Yeah, a dude very clearly wanted to murderate us.
And looked at us as not much more than fun game to hunt. So yeah, if everybody is following Cole's lead, Cole is pushing to get her delivered ASAP.
Is it Kresik we're heading towards?
Yes.
Crazy old Kresig.
Do I see clouds floating across the map?
Yep,
Fog.
that's the fog.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Mm-hmm.
He can also do rain and snow, from what I've seen.
Well, there's all sorts of fun stuff I can do there. Let's see. Want bats? No, bats.
Why did it have to be bats?
Seemed fitting. But anyway.
As a weather effect. Ooh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's awful batty out today.
You know, I was just thinking it was a little less batty yesterday, and now we're just... It's like a downpour of bats. I don't even understand.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy weather.
So you guys, on your travels, you come to an X intersection with branches to the northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast. The lower half of a snapped wooden signpost thrusts upward at an angle near the eastern elbow of the intersection. The top half of the sign, featuring arms pointed in 4 directions, lies in the weeds nearby.
Hey,
Oh,
this
good.
is helpful.
Well, that's helpful.
Yeah. I will utilize survival skill to see if I can tell which direction to go.
Our fair probably knows which direction to go.
Let's see. Your fare does know the direction to go, but you take a look at the sign that's broken off, and it's relatively easy to see how it was supposed to be oriented on its broken post. You can see Solenka Pass to the southwest along with Kresk. Lake Baratok to the northwest, Vlaki and Ravenloft to the northeast, and Berez to the southeast.
I'm kind of okay with the whole southwest thing. That was where my gut said to begin with.
Oh, alright. You guys keep heading down that road. You keep traveling along, and you eventually come to another crossroads. You see a weather-worn signpost next to the road. The three arms on the signpost point along the three branches of the road. The arm pointing to the north reads Kresk, and through the woods you can see an arching stone bridge spanning a river. The arms pointing east read Valaki, and the road slopes up gradually in that direction. And the arm pointing southwest of here reads The Wizard of Wines. And the road slopes gently downward in that direction.
We know which way we need to go. Kresk.
Yes, but I suspect that we'll want to do a little sightseeing on the way back.
I mean, the Wizard of Wines did sound kind of cool, didn't it?
Doesn't it, though?
You guys continue pushing on and make excellent time on your trip. Managing to cover the whole distance just as the sun begins to set.
That is excellent time. Didn't have miserable weather. Didn't have any crazies after us. Managed to make it in one day.
Indeed.
Do we have a specific person that we are to deliver her to? You know, like a cousin or a relative or, you know, the town's robber baron? I don't know.
Not particularly. You were just tasked with getting her, to Kresk. I hope it. Yeah, her brother's hope was that once she got here, she'd be suitable on her own and could make her way around town and take care of herself at that point.
Well, in that case, Cole's going to turn and look at her. We have done as we have been asked. You are now here in Kresk. Do you know your way around? Is there any place for us to take you?
I suppose I can find my way. The sun's almost down. Are you hitting the road on your way back already?
Preferably
If there's
not.
an inn, I think we should stay here. I really don't want to be on the road at night.
Me neither.
Surely somewhere inside town for you to stay.
Well, lead the way. At this point, you are more of the guide than you are the bounty.
Oh, these are uncharted lands for all of us. Or uncharted portion of the land, say.
Now then, I suppose we shall go together. And Cole will extend his arm out to her.
Yes, so you guys correct here. There we go. As you begin to approach the village, you see the road branches north and climbs a rocky escarpment, ending at a gatehouse built into a 20-foot high wall of stone reinforced with buttresses every 50 feet or so. The wall encloses a settlement on the side of a snow-dusted mountain spur. Beyond the wall, you can see the tops of snow-covered pines and thin, white wisps of smoke. The somber toll of a bell comes from the stone abbey that clings to the mountainside high above the settlement. The steady chime is inviting, a welcome change from the deathly silence and oppressive fog that you've grown accustomed to. Hard to tell at this distance, but there seems to be a switchback road clinging to the cliffs that leads up from the walled settlement to the abbey.
Well, I'd say getting into the settlement would be the first part. We should get that done.
Indeed.
What a trudge.
There's a rather significant hill to climb after such a long day of much walking. But you do reach the gatehouse. The air grows noticeably colder as you approach the walled settlement. Two square towers with peaked roofs flank the stone archway into which is set a pair of 12-foot tall, iron-bound wooden doors. Carved into the arch above the doors is the name Kresk. The walls that extend from the gatehouse are 20 feet high. On top of the parapet you see 4 figures wearing fur hats and clutching spears. They watch you nervously.
Oh, the gate!
Who goes there?
Give her name. As well as ours. We are escorting this lady here to the town of Kresk. I believe this is the correct location.
That is what is on the sign.
Then we have completed our duty, and we pray that you happen to have comfortable and perhaps warm lodgings for us, weary travelers, so that we may leave yet in daybreak.
Very well. We shall let you in. But we must first fetch the burgomaster so that he can speak with you.
Of course. Cole mutters under his breath. Fetch. And if you guys will excuse me for just a minute while I am inebriated, I am also still in pain, so time for me to go take my evening meds. Be right back.
Yeah, no problem. Yes, so the burgomaster appears after about 15 or so minute wait on your part. Oh, new faces. It's been quite a long time since we've seen new faces around here. What business have you with Kresk?
None. Unless, of course, you happen to have a warm room and perhaps something to eat.
On the other hand, this young lady, esteemed daughter of the acting burgermeister of, sorry, Maintown,
Barovia. Uh, Arena introduces herself. Um, Burgomaster turns back to the group of you. I am familiar with her family, but I'm not familiar with any of you.
Is that a requirement?
Not strictly.
Oh, thank the gods. I thought I was going to have to start gathering kindling.
But your presence here is highly unusual. I will hope you know that.
We are very well aware that our presence here is highly unusual, and we are learning more and more of that each day. Oh, you meant here in this town? Yes, I suppose. Except we had a job to do, and so we're doing it, and so that makes it not that unusual, really.
So tell me, are you friends of Strahd or enemies of his?
Well, from the last we saw him, I suppose we were considered prey? Fairly certain he wants to hunt us.
like an entertaining snack tray.
Yeah, what he said.
You see the Burgomaster mutter something to himself under his breath.
Do my fine elven ears happen to pick up what he has said?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Really? It was a 16. We all saw that. He's leaning on something, for crying out loud.
No, you're not quite able to make out
lot.
exactly what he said. But you can probably infer it based on the context of what he says next. Was what I was afraid of. Your, your presence here is a great danger to our town.
Oh, apologies. We'll make our own way then. Cole's already turning around and trying to figure out, like, the safest place for him to get something set up and not finding jack shit anywhere in the area.
I'll break my silence. Travels.
What was that? I'm just catching a couple words here or there, Rick.
Yeah, you said that you would break your silence to burp Avel.
Oh, okay. Do I need to adjust the mic or just...
I'm
You
not
need
sure.
to adjust the mic, or yes, I think that you need
Oh.
to adjust the auto talk, the volume at which it's catching you is.
will be somewhat muted for a bit. My supper has arrived.
Nice.
How is this?
Quiet,
Is
but
this any better?
we can hear all the words.
Okay, yeah, I've maxed out the volume sensitivity on everything. I'll try to enunciate louder.
I can turn it up a
I'll
bit from
address
this end. Okay, go ahead.
I'll address the Burgermeister and say we've been through a lot, even faced death and died once. Thankfully, a priest restored my life, and use a Heart of Darkness trait to gain passage into the city or the town.
Let's see, what?
And that. Let's see. Jeez.
I don't know. I would consider him a commoner, but I think I'll let it apply this time.
Okay.
He looks at you for a good moment and begrudgingly says, "Open the gates."
Those are some really sad puppy dog eyes.
Yes.
And Cole will be like, "Really? We're going in now? Fine." And he'll dump the useless kindling that he's found laying on the ground.
So you step inside. The mist-shrouded village beyond the wall is nothing more than a scattering of humble wooden cottages along dirt roads that stretch between stands of snow-dusted pine trees. So many trees, in fact, as to constitute a forest. To the northeast, gray cliffs rise sharply, and the road winding up to the abbey is easy to see from this vantage. I suppose if you need room for the night, I have some empty rooms in my house. One of them just opened up, even.
Thank you, kind sir.
We would gladly pay passage, room, and board, of course.
He nods and takes you to his house. Cole, one thing you notice, next to each cottage here there seems to be own individual, personal, private, uh, small little mini graveyard.
Everybody's got their own cemetery. How nice.
It's not creepy at all.
Kind of like the echo from Rick's TV. Not gonna lie.
This is
So you all have a very big thing about burying family with family, I see.
That we do.
Every tribe has their own ways.
Our party's full of health and just fatigued. Is there any of your members of your city injured that I may lay hands on them?
Pervert.
Yeah.
Just can't wait to get your hands on other citizens.
I'm afraid you are too late. We had one in need of healing. He died this morning.
May I ask what he died of?
Illness. Don't know exactly what, but
I mean, it was probably that other healer, Michael Jackson. I mean, I hear when he lays hands on them, they're never the same.
yes, he died of sickness this morning. Only 14 years old.
Oh.
We haven't even buried him yet.
You want me to do funeral rites for him?
Illness, kind of a common thing.
Appreciate the offer, but we have our own that we will use.
No problem at all.
What can you tell us about the Count? You clearly have a justified fear of him.
He has agents all over this land. It is impossible to tell who is with him and who is against him. Hence my skepticism and distrust when you arrive, which I apologize for.
Entirely justifiable. I'm just glad that we were able to communicate our side.
We do our best to keep the Strahd's allies out, but only so much we can do, and we fear that there's been one in charge of the Abbey for who knows how long.
Sorry, you say the person in charge of the Abbey is a follower of Strahd?
We haven't confirmed it, and none of us will go up to the Abbey anymore. The bell rings at odd times, and it's filled with terrible screams and inhuman laughter. But the abbot, who oversees the abbey, said he arrived over a century ago and has not aged a day since.
It's not weird or creepy at all.
He occasionally comes down from the abbey to visit the shrine of the White Sun here in town, but doesn't talk much and demands tribute in the form of wine.
That doesn't necessarily mean that he's
An
agent of
incarnation of
Strahd.
fury, right?
Yeah. I mean, if I was stuck in an abbey for a century, I think I'd be asking for a lot of wine too. Right? It's just me? Come on, guys.
Have you thought about it?
Perhaps we could learn something of Strahd from this minion, or at least determine if he is a minion.
Feel like that might actually be a benefit gained for the town if we do find something out, right?
Decidedly. Good, clean, clear, confirm, or deny.
Well, and with this group, they'd probably have to deny vehemently. I'm just saying.
I mean, you're welcome to go up and speak with him or deal with him if you prefer.
I'm not saying that we're murder hobos. I'm just saying we're kind of murder hobos.
It's okay. I know what you adventure folk are. All the
We
same.
try not to kill the bad people though, or the good people. Which one is it again that we're protecting?
My point
The less
exactly.
bad people.
The less. That's right. That's the one.
Isn't it the ones that pay?
Usually, but not always, if I remember correctly. You guys had a weird rule about it.
Yeah, that word at the end there, pay, that can mean a lot of different things.
I mean, I remember that one guy paid.
He's likely still paying apothecaries.
Probably.
Do you get the wine from the Wizard of Wines or the winery that was on the road?
Or maybe they make their own?
I was just trying to strike up some small
Yeah,
talk.
that's a good question, though.
This is where we get our wines from. Or we're supposed to, I should say. They're overdue on a shipment. We haven't seen any come through in several weeks.
Ooh, what do you guys use to make do with?
We. Oh, we don't. Without that. Their only supply.
Uh, Cole will kind of sidle up next to him. Come on, I mean, you guys gotta have like a still or something around here somewhere, right?
No, nothing of the sort, I'm afraid.
Cole's going to kind of take a couple of steps back in shock. Guys, they have a shortage of alcohol here.
I don't see you wearing a symbol of Dionysus.
Well, no, I mean, never been really a worshiper so much as practical practitioner.
mean, if you could figure out what happened to our shipment of wine and track it down and get it back for us, I would be eternally grateful for that.
Well, that's going to involve us going back the way we came, which, well, considering everything else, it's probably not going to be a major malfunction. But I feel like we should probably have a talk with the abbot up there at the abbey first.
But if we go and get some wine and bring it to him, it may lubricate the conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong. I usually do have a better personality after I've had a few belts. Cole's looking around, reading the room. Oh, you meant the other guy. Right.
Those that demand tribute generally pay favor upon those who pay said tribute.
He's not wrong. I said we are overdue for tribute to him.
All right. We'll check it out after first light.
You have my gratitude. After a little bit more time around the table, he eventually shows you to your rooms. I do apologize for the clutter of children's things in here. We haven't cleaned them out yet.
So it's like a bunch of kid stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cole's just going to flop down on the floor and start playing with the toys and stuff.
It's obviously his dead kid's room, and his kid died this morning.
Yeah.
Cole obviously has zero fucks, and he hasn't really had a childhood, so this is really cool.
Yeah. Well, Cole definitely doesn't notice this. The rest of you see a slightly disturbed look on the face of the burgomaster. Probably has a name. What's his name? Dimitri. Dimitri's got a disturbed look on his face, but doesn't say anything.
Yeah, this is the reason why Cole has a charisma of 9.
So he shows the rest of you to your rooms. The halflings are forced to sleep on the floor, but that's okay. You find most of your beds are understandably a little bit on the small side, but it does beat sleeping out in the wilderness. It's certainly warmer. But you all sleep relatively well and awake rested in the morning.
Okay, I'm gonna switch up some some of my spells.
Okay. So, as you guys get yourselves up in the morning, um, well, sitting around having a little bit of breakfast in the morning, and Irina looks around at the group of you. You, and if you hear that voice, take that as a no.
Sorry, what was that?
Irina turns to all of you in the morning as you're having breakfast and asks, "Do any of you hear that voice?"
Make a perception check.
Sure.
I was going to say, do we?
Would it be a perception, arcana, insight,
Perception.
or insanity? Oh, nice. My dice rolled over top of somebody else's.
None of you hear a voice, at least not any that aren't from someone in the room talking right now.
Pretty sure that we're not hearing any kind of voices. So did insanity run in your family kind of like pretty standard?
No. I don't think so.
And Rick, could you please like switch over to like push to talk or something? Because the echo is driving me insane.
Okay, I'll do something.
Thank you.
There's a voice. It's calling for me.
That could probably be that weird, creepy Strahd guy. He said something about wanting to make you his bride again. Do you not recall that whole conversation that happened in the Hag's windmill?
Oh, I remember that. This voice, though, is similar but yet different.
Well, if it's similar, I'm just gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say if it's similar, it's probably him. Like whatever that voice is, don't listen to it. If it suggests something, do the opposite. Because it's probably trying to draw you into hooking up with that guy again. And I kind of have a feeling like you've been through this a time or two. Like, this is the local bard's favorite song, and people just keep asking him to play it over and over and over again. That kind of time or two, okay?
Can't shake the feeling though that this is different. She gets up from the table and heads outside.
Cole's
We
going
better
to
follow
give
her.
Yeah, Cole's going to give an exasperated sigh and look at the rest of the group. You know, she was just saying in chick language that she thinks she can change him this time, right? You guys heard that, right? Fuck. Cole gets up and heads outside.
Um. So I presume you are following after her then.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we go check out the Wizard of Blinds, because that sounds so fucking cool anyhow.
So Irina heads over to the north end of town. There you see, even under gray skies, a pool at the north end of the village shimmers and sparkles. Near its shore sits an old gazebo on the verge of collapse. A wooden statue of a mournful, bare-chested man, its paint chipped and faded, stands in the gazebo, with arms outstretched, as though waiting to be embraced.
Is this going to be a religion check to see if we know who this person is?
Um,
I'm assuming that Disad, considering this is a completely different land.
no.
Or is this more a
just
perception to see if we know, if we've seen this person before, kind of thing?
No, this would be a regular religion check, I think.
Alright. Whoa! That was unexpected. Cole, the kid who barely paid any attention in religions class, just drug something up from distant memory.
Yeah, you recognize it right away. It's a statue of the Morning Lord. Positioned so that it's reaching towards the east.
And what does Cole recall about the Morning Lord?
Let's see. I find about the Morning. Let's. Oh, there. Morning Lord, more commonly known as Lathander, god of spring, birth, and renewal, a deity of conception, vitality, youth, renewal, and self-perception.
So yeah, Cole will kind of just blurt out, yeah, it's the Lord of Springtime. Of birth and rebirth.
Irina goes right up to the edge of the pool, and as she reaches the edge, an image appears in its sparkling blue waters. The handsome youth of kind and noble visage. The sadness in his eyes turns to sudden joy. Tatiana, he says, it has been so long. Come, my love, let us be together at last.
Cole's just going to reach out and grab her and pull her back away from the pool.
Um, as you're trying to do so, Irina was gasping and putting her hand over her heart, saying, "My beloved Sergei, in life you were a prince and a man of faith. We were to be married long ago. Has this blessed pool called your spirit to me?" And just as you're reaching to grab her back, she's trying to reach towards the water's surface as a hand of water rises up to take hers.
Yeah, Cole was already like game for that shit. In this creepy ass town, in this creepy ass land, with this creepy ass owner of said land, nothing good is going to come out of a vision in a pond. Cole's going to yank her back very abruptly and rudely. And probably slap her across the face, whether she seems to be in a daze or not.
As you do so, the hand sinks back into the pool. Sergei's image fades, and Irina calls or cries as she screams Sergei's name.
That was not Sergei. And Cole will kind of give her a shake. Look at me. That was a dead thing. It was trying to make you dead. Try not to listen to any voices while we're away, okay?
And as she's crying on the shore of the pool, like, no, you were wrong. It was Sergei, I know it was.
Oh, fuck. Just looks over at the rest of the group and says, semi-quietly, I think we're going to have to take this crazy bitch with us, or she's going to wind up dead.
So I try and gauge the reaction of the Burgermeister.
He did not follow with you on this. He didn't feel it was his to deal with.
I believe there's a spirit in this pond. Perhaps we could exorcise it or destroy the spirit?
No, I got a feeling that it's just a pawn, and that whatever that weirdness was, it was just using it as a, what do you call it? You know, conduit.
Right. So you're arguing that the spirit isn't in the pond, but in this land as a whole.
Without talking to the other animals, I couldn't really tell, but it's a hunch. Land doesn't feel right.
As you all are discussing what to do, a sudden peal of thunder shakes the land, and dark clouds above coalesce into a terrible visage. A deep, dark voice from beyond the mountain cries out, "She is mine!" And a terrible crack resounds as blue lightning splits the sky and strikes the pool.
Okay, I'm not going to say that I was right because that would be petty of me. But fuck, dude, I called it. All right.
I need everyone to make
That
a
takes the
dexterity
mystery out
saving
of it.
throw.
And puts the terror right into it.
you need us to roll what?
A dexterity saving throw. Alright. All of you are knocked prone by this sudden bolt of lightning. The blast is so
Damn.
powerful that it knocks down the old gazebo as well.
Even Kieran got knocked down from that. Damn, that was a good roll. Man, getting himself up and dusting himself off, Cole's going to look at the rest of the group. Crazy old dude owns this place. Crazy old dude wants this girl. Crazy old dude literally owns this place. He's going to use anything he can to get her back. I think we need to understand the why and the how more than anything else right now. And with that, if you'll excuse me, I'll be right back.
So, after all of this takes place, Dmitri, the burgomaster, you see him running down the roads, towards the pond. What is going on here? We've heard a loud voice.
Oh, you know, it's just the usual.
The usual. This happen everywhere you go?
Well, that one was new.
Not yet.
What was that whole thing about she is mine?
Apparently Strahd fancies this one.
You see a look of horror come over Dimitri's face. That is concerning.
Yeah, how do you think we feel? We had to deliver her ass here.
And yet, we may need to keep her with us.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, you know, she's left anywhere unattended near some sort of pond, she's probably going to start trying to kiss the bottom of it.
You must take her with you. Our village is not safe with her here.
Yeah, I got a feeling we're not going to be safe with her either.
Look, if you bring back some wine, I'll let you go up to the abbey. But without that wine, we can't have you around town. Too much liability.
Yeah, insurance on this place has got to be sky high. What do you say, boys? Time to go get some wine?
I think so.
I'm sorry, Elsa, but I think you're going to be stuck with us.
She says nothing to you, but gets up to follow you. Well, the Burgomaster says, turning to the group of you, I wish you the best of luck at the winery, and we look forward to your return soon with wine. Lots of it.
Is there a payment required, or are we just trying to collect the existing wine?
It's set up on regular delivery. Just need to see why it's not showing up and hopefully get it here for us.
Acknowledged.
I guess we'll head out. Dun 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 dun.
We will kill everything that you see.
Badly rendered Monty Python music.
You got 2 ounces of a coconut shell and you're banging them together.
I wish we had 2 halves of a coconut. We're walking, man.
Mm-hmm. Not gonna be finding any coconuts around here either.
Oh, perhaps if there was a laden swallow.
African or European?
Well, I don't know that.
Alright, so you guys quickly depart for the road once again. You head back to your last intersection that you were at. One that conveniently had a sign pointing towards the Wizard of the Wines. And you begin walking down that road.
Indeed.
Ooh, 18. Can someone roll me a d12 and a d8?
Sure.
9. Nine get it. Of course, that's what it gets us. So as you're walking down the road, you notice there's a bottle on the side of the road.
What's on the label?
Label seems to be blank.
Is it wine?
No, too small to be wine. This is a small bottle, a couple ounces at most.
Wait, we find a small bottle on the side of the road?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I hate to say this, but Cole in his Cole way, if he can, is going to reach over, grab the bottle, and chuck it as far into the fucking woods as he can.
Oh, okay. Well, the bottle lands in the woods. You hear the sound of glass shattering.
Cole
I hope
gives
that
a
wasn't something
satisfied
useful.
nod. Dude, it was something in the middle of the freaking trail on the side of the road in this place.
Yes, perhaps a merchant dropped it. Maybe it was worth something. We'll never know now.
Cole's just going to give Kada a look like, are you serious, bro?
So, you guys continue down the road. There's my... It's about midday, or maybe even mid-afternoon. As you finally reach the Wizard of the Wines.
So,
After a half mile down this trail, the road becomes a muddy trail that meanders through the woods, descending gradually until the trees part, revealing a mist-shrouded meadow. The trail splits, one branch heads west into the valley, and the other leads south into dark woods. Wooden signpost at the intersection points west and reads Vineyard. As you begin to walk towards the west, a light drizzle begins to fall. Unpainted fences blindly follow the trail, which skirts north of a sprawling vineyard before bending south towards a stately building. The fog takes on ghostly forms as it swirls between the neatly tended rows of grapevines. Here and there you see rope-handled half-barrels used for hauling grapes. North of the trail is a large stand of trees. A man wearing a dark cloak and cowl stands on the edge of the trees, beckoning you.
Greetings.
He doesn't say anything, but just beckons you to come closer.
Does
Cole
he
is just
seem
kind of hanging back a
magical in
little.
any way? Perhaps a spirit of some sort?
As far as you can tell from where you're at, even with that roll, he seems an ordinary guy.
Okay, I'll go over.
So you head over. Um, um, as you do so, several ravens fly down from the small stand of trees there. And change forms before your eyes from raven to human.
Okay.
Huh.
All of them wearing dark leather rain cloaks and cowls. One of them, an older man, steps forward and aims at Davian Martikov. Pleasure seeing you, I suppose.
Kaida, ask him where I can get one of them outfits, man.
Did one of your kind warn us of the windmill lady?
Windmill lady.
The I guess
The hag?
yeah.
Oh, you must mean that windmill, old bone grinder, and yeah, the tag that lives there. I don't know. I don't keep track of all the ravens here.
Ah,
What brings you to the Wizard of the Wines?
wine, of course.
That is what everybody sees. Oh,
I mean, more accurately, we seek a missing shipment for the village nearby.
yes, we're behind on our shipment to Kresk, I know. We were attacked by some evil druids and blights. They attacked the winery, forced us to take refuge.
I'm from a far off land. What kind are you? If he's not too impolite to ask.
What kind am I? What do you mean?
Transformed into from a raven to person.
We
I
don't
think
see a
it's
lot of
called
that where we're from.
A curious fellow, aren't you?
Of course.
Give me a persuasion check on that to let's see if he's going to tell you or not.
No.
Don't worry about it, lad. Nothing for you to be concerned about. All you need to know is that the ravens are always watching.
That I've seen.
So I suppose to get the shipment of wine for the town, we need to go down to the vineyard and run off whatever it is that's run you off.
They're a quick learner.
Kaida will take off his glasses and pinch his nose and sigh heavily.
Hey, did you ask him about those outfits? Because seriously, I kind of want one.
Ask about your own clothes.
He seems to overhear just enough that he looks over at you, Cole, without saying anything, waiting expectantly.
What? The outfits, they look cool. Just saying.
I mean, if you're really interested, I suppose we could sell a spare set that we've got. It's stuck in the winery right now. Have to clear it out first.
Oh, so back to that whole thing of we do you a solid, you do us a solid. Got it.
Precisely.
Well, I'm motivated now, guys. Let's go clear this thing out for him.
I like how the most motivation Cole's had for anything here is to get a new outfit.
You know, he has weird motivation, this guy. I can't describe it, but this outfit just hit him the right way.
Well, lads, nothing to do but to do it.
Yep, definitely.
Alright. So, you guys begin to approach the winery. Let's see. Situated in the midst of the vineyard, the winery is an old two-story stone building with multiple entrances, thick ivy covering every wall, and iron fencing along its roofline. The trail ends at an open loading dock on the ground floor. A wooden stable of more recent construction is attached to the east side of the winery, next to the loading dock. West of the winery is crumbling and well and wooden outhouse.
Well, which door should we head in?
It's because it's the smallest and hopefully the easiest to clear. Let's make sure there's nothing scary in the outhouse.
An excellent place to start. Outhouse is over on the west side of the building. Someone has found the template tool.
Yeah. Weird trackpad things.
That's alright, it's all good.
If I select my character, then try to zoom, he spins in a circle, and I can't figure out how to unselect him
Uh,
without changing tools.
But
if,
it looks really cool.
Yeah.
if you click
It's very annoying because it's difficult to navigate the screen.
if you click and drag somewhere that isn't on your character sheet, it should unselect whatever token you've got selected.
It does not.
Hmm. What tool do you have selected?
What's on token control, and none of them seem to unselect.
Hmm.
So I have to switch to like measurement controls to unselect anything.
That is odd.
So we're going to head over and check out this outhouse.
Yes, I believe so. Outhouse is
I'll
very
just
big.
wait back here while you open the door.
The giant veranda you're walking past, resting on this flagstone veranda, are three 5-foot diameter wooden tubs. Their inside stained with grape juice. Each tub is a short ladder bolted to its side and a catch basin tucked underneath. At the back of the veranda is a large set of sliding wooden doors as well as normal-sized wooden doors. Stone pillars and arches supporting the floor, or the upper floor above.
Okay.
The outhouse is right here for whoever would like to take a look.
I'll do that. There's a door right here.
Yep.
Ready on 3?
Sure, I'm
Ready.
ready.
Don't forget to hold your nose.
Yeah. Okay.
Wedged in the corner, bow drawn, ready.
You open it up. Sweet-smelling herbs hang from the eaves of this ramshackle wooden outhouse. There's a small crescent moon carved into it. Store. Doesn't seem to be anything inside.
Okay.
However, about the time you're looking through the outhouse, you hear the rustle of dead vines all around you. Inhuman shapes emerge from the vineyard, their limbs cracking as they trudge forth through the mist and the rain.
In here.
That is in place.
I'm pretty sure the next step is roll initiative.
That is correct. You may do so whenever you're ready.
That's that's a lot.
I blame my
Oh
fashion
God.
desires and all of you.
Oh God, why? So many dice.
Order. There we are. Okay. This guy's gonna move forward. Make a claw attack against Cole. And actually hit. Surprised by that.
Piercing.
Let's see. Arena is up. Make a couple of attacks. And that misses. Let's see. Let's see. One of your rogues is up. Well, sneak attacks in order. And reposition for advantage there. And Alton, it is your turn.
I don't think Dalton has fought one of these before. So I think he's going to take a great sword and try to smash one.
Okay.
Let's see. Get some household here. The nearest one is where? Right there.
The nearest one's right there.
Oh, I missed him. Okay. Yeah. I'll step up there and swing a great sword at it.
Okay.
And I'll have to select the target. Sorry.
Mhm.
Bad. Do I have advantage? Yes.
Yes. That is a very dead blight. Nicely done. Is that it for you?
Yeah. I'll move. I'll continue over the move action
Okay.
and move by Cole and one girl. Can't think of her name.
Irina.
Arena. Yeah.
Kaida.
Because why wouldn't it miss?
You have had the worst luck with that spell.
We need a failure, or we will not succeed.
Kieran.
All right. Looks like I've got a pretty clear line of sight to that one.
Indeed.
Okay, does that make it go? Yes.
That's a hit for 4 points of damage. That it for you?
That's it.
Alright. Cole.
Yes. Well, I see a target. Because basically, Cole's kind of like, we walked up, we opened this up, and the next thing I know, I got hit. Like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to fire off a shot with his longbow. And hopefully get a hit. Or he could fail critically. Yeah, good job, Cole. And with a bonus action, he's going to consume a spell slot and heal himself for 6.
Okay. Tiny little barbarian is going to rage. And I think that's his best weapon. And back to the top of the order. Alright. That's a miss. That's at least one hit. Alright, we are back to you, Alton.
Okay. I'll target the one next adjacent to me
Okay.
and swing greatsword. And
This is a
then
solid hit.
move over here.
Okay. He doesn't like that you attacked his buddy. He's gonna attack you. Kaida, back to you.
Well, try something else.
And somehow it succeeded on that save. Of course it did.
At this point, I don't even know why I participate in combat. I've done like 10 damage this whole campaign.
You and me both. I mean, our time to shine will be later.
I doubt it.
For right now, we're just doing our best.
Kieran? Is a miss. Cole?
Speaking of doing your best, I believe it's my turn to do the same.
Yes.
Well, there's a zombie getting close to me, and I'm calling it a zombie because that's what it looks like. So I'm going to try to shoot it in the face. Yes!
Rolled twice as well as
That-
last time.
I guarantee you that distracted him. Feeling good about myself now.
He's a little bit confused as to why you shot an arrow 8 feet above his head, but...
You know, hopefully he thinks I was shooting at the midget. I don't know.
So, as you guys are in the midst of fighting off the swarm of needle blights, you hear the sliding doors behind you open.
This is where the surprise butt sex comes in.
A figure steps out and says, "Oh, you're not the Martikovs." She gives a hand motion and calls out to the Vine Blights to hold for a moment. Who are you? What brings you here?
Yeah, we've come seeking the delivery of wine for the village. Your creatures here have attacked us without provocation.
Just defending this winery that we took over. What does Wiley Martikovs put you up to this?
Well, they suggested that someone was down here, but we just came to see what was going on for ourselves because they may have been lying to us. We don't know.
Did they tell you why we ran them off? I suspect they didn't.
Oh, of course not. Why would they have done such a thing?
That's just like them. You see, our attack on them was not unprovoked. Not in the slightest. You see, they stole a sack of gems from us.
Well, that's a rude thing to do.
I would agree. This is why we reclaimed their winery until they returned those gems.
Do they know that?
So,
They know they have my gems.
Oh.
Whether or not they have thought about returning them, I don't know. That's on them.
perhaps we should give them the opportunity to do so.
If you would like to be the middleman of this interaction, be my guest. I'll wait here for you.
I am mute for a minute and go use the restroom. Somebody else can drive.
Thank you, miss. Let's go make things clearer to them.
So you guys head back over to the line of trees. As you approach, Davian's like, "What are you doing? I see a bunch of those little buggers still standing there."
Yeah. The lady who stepped out, her last name was, oh, I'm so sorry. I can't pronounce any of these this evening. I'd cough.
That's okay. I don't think I gave her a name, but she was a druid.
Well, a family
Yeah.
name, a last name.
Yeah. She mentioned the
And-
Martikov
and she
name, which
says-
is the person you're talking to.
Well, no, she also said, why did we something or others, didn't she?
Markov's.
Yes.
The wily Martikovs. Wiley.
Uh-huh. It
Yeah.
means tricksy or
Yes.
sneaky.
Yes. Yeah, in reference to the people you're talking.
Yes. She argues that she has taken the vineyard hostage for a bag of gems that she had.
A bag of gems.
I just gotta shrug vaguely. She didn't specify. She assumed that you would know.
Look, let me give it to you. Great as I can. I don't know nothing about no gems. Those creatures attacked us first. I just really would like them gone, if you know what I mean.
I'm gonna roll insight to see if he's lying.
Okay.
I will assist.
I am.
Go ahead and roll that again. Because Cole's assisting you.
I tried.
Hold on, let me see here. Oh, and yeah, he rolled worse. You get the feeling he's not being entirely honest.
Okay. This may blunder big time. I'm gonna try to intimidate the guy a little bit. Like, you know what you're talking about. Come on, fess up. Give him over.
Okay.
I will assist with this as well.
Hopefully, I'll roll better.
That was from Cole glowering with only 2% of his actual power.
Look. Fine. I just ran into the gems when I was wandering through the woods one day. That druid may or may not have been sleeping next to it, but I found them fair and square.
And she found a vineyard fair and square.
My vineyard been in my family for years.
Yes, quite valuable, I'm sure.
Kinda like them gems?
Yeah.
But we really want you in the vineyard. We don't need her in the vineyard. We want you in the vineyard so we can get the wine to go to the village.
And, you don't need those gems if you got paying customers, right?
I suppose you're right. Says grumpily as he tosses a bag of gems at your feet.
Cool.
But you're sure they're going to leave after I give them this back?
Nope. But we have the bag.
No, but we're going to give you our guarantee that they will, because they either will or we're going to die trying. So you've got that behind you.
Fine. See to it if I lose both my winery and my bag of gems. Be hell to pay.
And because a couple members of the party can't hit anything, I'm going to spend a spell slot and cast Bless before we go
Okay.
back.
Not a terrible idea. Who of the party are you casting that on?
Let me see. How many can I do? Up to 3 creatures.
Yep.
Nick, and who else needs it?
I
You
mean,
want
if
Cole?
you have to ask.
I know. Scott and Rodney.
Okay. You guys take the short trip back over to the winery. So, what'd you get for me?
A winery for a bag of gems.
Or I think he means bag of gems for a winery.
Potato, potato. Well, if you hand over the gems, we will be on our way and leave these poor Maktakovs to their own devices.
Fair enough for me.
Okay. Unless anyone else has any objections, you guys hand over the bag of gems, and the druid goes through and counts them to make sure everything's still there, which they fortunately are.
Oh, good.
Very well. Hold up my end of the deal as well. Hopefully this will be a lesson to them to leave their grimy mitts off of my things. Next time I won't be so reasonable. And all the Blights and the Druid begin making their way back into the vineyard and off into the woods beyond.
As a fellow druid, I kind of take that personally. I mean, what the fuck? Not like we took their gems.
As you guys are watching them walk off, Davian and the rest of the Mardikovs walk up behind you. Ah, well done. Well, suppose we should get back to making that wine.
Do you have any ours prepared?
Decanting some.
The wagon's ready to go already. We're about to send out a shipment when this whole fiasco went down. Oh, looks up at the sky and the sun's shining through the fog, and late in the day we'll probably send it out first light in the morning.
Well, no offense, but we're kind of on the hook for this, so we're going to escort it back.
Fair enough. Extra hands never hurts.
Is there a corner of a warehouse we could bed down in?
Oh, step inside if you want. The stone floor might not be the most comfortable, but I'll keep you safe from the elements.
Cole's going to see if he can bring some bedding in from outside.
I suppose we could probably spare some extra straw from this stable as well. Might smell a little funky, but it'll keep you safer. Or warmer.
I mean, he's made himself a very nice, comfortable druid's nest.
He looks over at you until now, not realizing that you were a druid, and... yeah. Not even going to bother.
You better not have anything problems with, like, people who are Druish. I'd take that personally.
I'm sure you would. That's like I said. We've dealt with today's problem. You did save my winery after all. Suppose I can't have any gripes with you. Too grand. And he invites you all inside, pours pints of wine off of one of the barrels that they have a tap poked into. I suppose for saving my winery, I should at least give you some of our finer wine to drink tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Cole just grunts and rolls over.
Not much of a wine drinker, eh?
Not really tonight.
Fair enough. Well, if you change your mind, you know where to find it. It's everywhere here.
Thanks. Might take a bottle with me.
Huh, we don't sell by the bottle, we sell by the barrel.
Potato, potato.
I mean, if you're wanting to buy a barrel, we can make arrangements.
What's the going rate?
Let's see.
Cole looks at the rest of the group. I feel like we've already made a rather substantial payment towards a barrel today.
A full barrel of art. Find the right page. A full barrel of purple grape mash number 3 will go for about 50 gold pieces. Whereas a full barrel of Red Dragon Crush typically runs about 100. I suppose for your work here, I'd give you half off a barrel of purple grape mash for your trouble.
Sounds fair. Just take mine wineskins if you don't mind. And Cole just rolls over to go back to sleep.
Well, what about the rest of you? Can I get you anything in particular? More wine? Suppose we have some food around.
I might take some food and wine.
I'll see what we can scrounge out. He sends one of his other family members into the kitchen, and they come back a while later with some bowls of root vegetable stew. Alright, here you go. After enjoying a nice hot dinner, you guys settle in for the evening and take a nice rest.
Is there a way to toggle that on a rest? Or do you have to manually reset the spells?
And that'll be automatic when you hit the rest button.
That's it. I'm not seeing the rest button.
Should be on the main page of your character sheet. Just below your background, you'll see your hit dice and stuff, and below that there'll be short rest and long rest buttons. S.rest and L.rest.
Yay.
Oh my god. That was a battle.
Well, I think this will be a good stopping point because you dealt with the Wizard of the Wine's blight infestation. You go up a level.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, tasty.
Is that level 4?
Believe so.
It is level 4.
Yes.
Oh my god. Tell me there's a feat that adds a hit bonus for Eldritch Blast.
See what we've got here.
Tell me that you rely on Eldritch Blast without telling me that you rely on Eldritch Blast.
It's a warlock. They don't have any other spells.
Well, see, that's all you had to say to tell me that you relied on Eldritch Blast.
I absolutely do not remember how to level the system.
Just go over into features where you have your class, click on where it says level 3, and then select level 4, and then follow the steps.
Thank you.
Da. He's good.
I'm not seeing anything that grants a specific bump in your spellcasting ability, but anything that gives you a bump to, I think your charisma would do that. But that's just a regular skill improvement or a feat that gives you a bonus to your charisma.
And if I choose to, instead of having an ability or improvement, but choose a feat, where are the feats at?
Those, if you go under the compendiums, those are, if you go to the top right and next to the game settings tab, one over from that's compendiums. Click on D&D 5e compendiums. And there should be a player options
Okay, but
compendium. It'll have a drop down for all of the feats in it.
Oh, there we go. We'll grab a cantrip that gives a precursor as to what's going to happen to this character eventually. That sounds appropriate.
Which one's that?
Primal savagery.
okay, Colin, I'm at the D&D 5e compendiums.
Yes.
I see background classes, components, items.
Yeah, player options is the one that you want.
Oh, there it is. I just didn't look far enough.
And then within there should be a thing for feats that you can click on and it'll show all the available